the thrust of this presentation is SharePoint is a business process enablement platform, and those are all big words. What it really means is that how can we use SharePoint to do something beyond what we normally think of SharePoint as? Like when I first started as an IT consultant, SharePoint was something to do portal management with. You know, it was designed to do portals and all that, and that isn't terribly interesting, you know, for us. Sorry, at least at the time it wasn't. But now it does so much more. It really can do a lot of different things. So let me just give you a bit of brief background about our company. So I work for Hooper Homes. Hooper Homes has been around for 111 years. It was founded in 1899 by two people, Hooper and Holmes, and they're both dead now. We've always been involved in providing services to the life insurance industry in some way, shape, or form. Those services have evolved over time, and what we really pride ourselves on is being able to deliver an exam, a paramedical exam, anywhere in the country. Those of you that are, you know, a bit older than the average, you know, 18-year-old tech geek probably have life insurance, right? In the course of getting life insurance, most likely you were seen at home by a paramedical examiner who came to your house, did physical measurements, blood draw, urine specimen, blood pressure, recorded some health history, asked you some health questions. In all likelihood, that was one of our examiners that did that. Okay. You applied for life insurance with an insurance company, Prudential, New York Life, MetLife, whoever, but you were seen by one of our employees. So we provide services to the life insurance industry. That's our core business, right? And nobody knows who we are outside of that core business. Okay? We have, you know, four main lines of business. Portamedic, which does the paramedical exam services that I just talked about. That's the bulk of our revenue. That's 80% of our revenue. We are a $160, $170 million revenue company annually, and most of that comes from Portamedic. We also have a nationally certified insurance testing laboratory. That's Heritage Labs. It can do lab testing. It also does kit manufacturing. We recently started doing direct-to-consumer test kits. So if you want to get your A1C test, if you think you're diabetic, you can actually do a little finger stick test where you buy one of these kits at a Walmart or a Walgreens or something, and then you can do a finger stick, send it in the mail, and then we'll tell you what your A1C score is. We have a services division that performs outsourced call center type services, calling for an attending physician statement retrieval, doing a health history interview over the phone, and also does outsourced underwriting. So we actually help life insurance companies assess risk. That's what underwriting is. And we've grown this division here, the health and wellness division. Started 4 years ago. We've grown it to probably around $15 million this year. It provides screening services for wellness and disease management companies. So we're growing into the health. We're diversifying out of just the life insurance industry, which has been in decline for the past 30 years, and are growing into the health industry, and that's actually a growing market for us. I don't know about your company, but my company has a lot of business challenges. We have 4 lines of business. They're siloed. We acquired or bought them, some of them over time. The one we grew organically. We did a very poor job integrating them, which is to say we didn't really integrate them. We have separate operations. We had separate IT. We don't anymore. I've consolidated that. We had separate infrastructure. We have separate accounting, you know, and that sort of thing. What that means, though, is that all those lines of business are servicing our customers. So our customers might have to deal with multiple points of contacts because our industries, our businesses aren't integrated very well. We have service offerings that are evolving. You know, IT likes everything to be nice and static. We provide systems. That system helps somebody service, build, deliver a product. Those products are changing. We come up with new product offerings every year across all our lines of business. Our current services we perform are really very manual and paper-based. The life insurance industry is not on the cutting edge of just about anything, you know. And they move extremely slowly. Try and get any IT spend in an insurance organization, and it is it's better measured in years, the amount of time it takes to get approval to do something IT related in a life insurance company. Our industry that we're in, life insurance, that's our core business, is mature, commoditized, and declining, right? All that means is that we're really competing on price. There's very little differentiation between us and our competitors in terms of service, right? It's a very bad spot when all you have to do is compete on price. That means that your cost of delivery has to be good, right? Which means that these things up here that are manual need to become automated. We are a publicly traded company, which means that we have all the public company costs that you would expect, which is kind of bad given that we're in this, mature, commoditized, declining industry. So we got public company costs, and because we've got regulatory filing requirements, it means that our competition, who is not publicly traded, knows what we're doing. So when we embarked on this SharePoint experience, we had to disclose it in our quarterly filings to the street. So now our competition knows what we're doing too. And we've been challenged by declining revenue and profit pressures for the past 7 years, largely because that core life insurance business has been declining for us, which means that you really have limited capital available to invest in people and technology. Okay, so that's the backdrop of what we're working with here. We had, I've been with the company, I just started almost 3 years ago, 2.5 years right now. And we had a number of IT challenges, right? But here's the burning IT issue that we had, or that I encountered, that I set about trying to rectify here. So Portometic, which is that line of business that generates most of our revenue, had a core IT system that was transacting all its business that we rented effectively. We had an extremely high implementation cost because our industry is so unique that, of course, we couldn't buy an off-the-shelf product. So we had to pay somebody to develop it, and then we had to pay them to maintain it, and we have to pay them to keep using it. Okay, that was not under my watch. Have to fix it, though. The system, by the way, caters to the exception rather than the rule. We have performance issues with the system, and we have stability issues with the system. And, users, everybody hates users. Users complain about everything. They're right about most of the things they complained about in this system here. Have other IT challenges. Let me know if anybody else in the room has these challenges. I got legacy systems. Anybody else got legacy systems? Yeah? How about legacy skills in your people? All right, you've got legacy systems, you've got legacy skills. Right? We didn't really have any .NET programmers. Didn't really have any .NET applications. A lot of stuff was written in VB6 and Clipper. We have an HP 3000. There's only 2 of those that were ever sold by HP. We bought one of them. We have to get spare parts on eBay. And by the way, that's still running our finance system. It's 17, 18 years old now. That's really old in computer terms. I got tremendous key person risk. Company revenue declines, have to start making headcount reductions, have to start, eliminating some people. You don't have backups anymore. Got a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. It's a 111-year-old company. Okay, not all the computer systems are 111 years old. We've built up a lot of stuff over time. Not all of it's well documented. That never happens to us, right? We all document everything, right? Years of chronic underinvestment in IT. You can't fix that overnight, right? Our main website is ASP technology, not ASP.NET, ASP. I don't know about you, but when I first started doing IT consulting, that was the very first client I had was writing an ASP application. That was a while ago. I forgot it all. And because our revenues are declining, because companies in financial issues, you don't really have an appetite for bumping up the IT staff. Right? Not an easy sell. Got to solve business problems. Here's a light bulb moment, and this is something. This business process enablement platform, I'm going to call e-platform because that's what we called it internally. So this e-platform project. Here's what we figured out. Everything that our company does now and could ever conceive of doing in the future is essentially a workflow, right? A workflow is taking a unit of work and moving along a series of well-defined steps. The work could go through different steps depending on the nature of the unit of work, depending on internal and external constraints. But what I'm doing is take a unit of work in order, moving through a series of steps until it finally completes or cancels. Right? Anything that I do now, anything that our company does now, anything our company could do in the future, because it's in a services industry, it's providing services, is essentially a workflow. So rather than build a system just for Portometic, how about I build an enterprise architecture, a workflow engine and architecture so that I could put any workflow now or in the future on this system. I'm not building an application here. I'm building an enterprise architecture that'll support our company's needs now and in the future. And as our service and product offerings evolve, all I'm doing is making changes to or adding additional workflows. Cool, eh? So, some of the benefits. I've now got a system that can expand all of our lines of business. I can put Portomatic on it now. I add the lab later. I add health and wellness after that. Lab wants to add a new product or service out there. Great. Slap another workflow on there. And I get along the way consolidated management reporting because all my lines of business are now running through one IT architecture. Right? We don't have that now. Tough to know how to make management decisions when you don't know what your revenue is, consolidated across all lines of business. Drawbacks. We don't have a clue how to do this. Great idea, right? That's the strategy part of being a CIO. How do we implement this? I don't have the resources to do it, okay? But here's an interesting thought along the way. So this is IT, and we've integrated IT, and we're going to build this. Can IT pave the way for the business to be integrated? Can IT drive strategic change in a business or an organization? Interesting question. You know what the answer is going to be, because I wouldn't be here if the answer was no. So here's a vision we have. We're going to implement optimized business processes in a workflow-based architecture. Build this architecture, put optimized business processes on there. We have, in Portomatic, 100 different branches scattered across the United States. We perform exams in every zip code in the country. Okay. We'll get better performance if every one of those branches is running something standard. We'll get better metrics, better customer experience. You know, like when you go to McDonald's, and it doesn't matter what McDonald's you go to in the world, it's always going to be the same. Except when you go to India, you get a mutton mac. But if you get a hamburger in Russia, and you get a hamburger in Manhattan, you get a hamburger out here, they're all going to be the same. Right? That's what we need our branches to be like. It doesn't matter which branch a customer goes to, they get the same experience. That's what a workflow system allows you to do. It drives repeatable performance. Okay. And then we get better stuff there. And once we've done Portomatic, we can do everything else. Here's what we need, though. We need workflow capabilities. Right? That's key. Document management. We deal with paper, right, and scans of paper. So we need document management capabilities. We need web portal capabilities because our customers have to interact with us. They have to place orders. They have to see status on orders. They have to be able to cancel orders. And we need this extensible development platform because we need to do something different, custom for every one of our customers. I'll talk a bit more about our customers in the future. Our industry's weird. And we're going to do this development offshore to take advantage of a labor rate arbitrage. I need to do this cheaply because I don't have a lot of money. Right? How many people here, by the way, are thinking of doing offshore development? Yeah. Tremendous way to get great savings, to get great leverage. We'll talk about some of the pitfalls and how we get around that later. Here's what it looks like. Here's a business process platform. We've got this workflow engine in the center, right? And everything's going to build on that. By the way, underlying that is an enterprise database, enterprise data hub, right? Because data's all got to flow somewhere to be resident in that workflow engine. I got a bunch of stuff sitting all around it. Here's how our customers talk to us. Here's how agents come and get in. This is that platform for doing exams electronically, mobilely in the field. That's the game-changing one out there for us. This is how we do reports, how we pass data to customers, how we get images back in. Most of our exams are done on paper. They get faxed back to us. So we have an imaging subsystem that deals with faxes. All right, so something that spans the entire organization, exposes workflow services, document management services, portal services, content management, and reporting. We need this to provide our vision of the future. Technology is driving the vision of the future. All right, let's talk about Microsoft SharePoint. We chose Microsoft SharePoint